Is that squared? Something squared. 5 squared plus 7 squared equals 4 squared. I don't know.
So it follows that format. So it's the opposite sign. And so what would be in the second bracket?
X minus 7. Y minus 7. Y minus 7.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, how about this?
The radius is that just root 20.
Yeah.
And then centre is that 3 minus 4.
Yeah. How do you show that it passes through that point?
Can you put that into the equation as in x minus 5 and y plus 8?
Yeah. And so what you put in?
X minus 5 squared plus y plus 8 squared.
No. X is 5, y is minus 8.
Is it not the opposite side? Is it not x minus 5?
Like this isn't the center. This is on the circumference.
That's x plus 5 and y minus 8 squared.
No. Same equation, but this is x. So 5 minus 3.
Alright.
Come on.
Minus 8 plus 4.
And what should you get?
20. Should get.
I believe it will be. Therefore, passes through the circle. Through the circle. Let's check. So 4 squared is 16. 2 squared is 4. Yep. Okay, how about this? Let's find the centre first. So 4, 7. Centre minus 2, 5. Which would be, so it's going to be x plus 2 squared, y minus 5 squared. And then radius. Would the radius be a quadrant? Not a quadrant, sorry. I don't know, how do we get the radius? The radius will be the distance from the center to the circle.
Yes, I've got 6, 2, 6 and 2. But no, it's like a vector.
Yeah. And so it's like 6 right, 2 up.
Oh, right, okay. So 6 squared. Square. Square. That's a 6.3.
So what is it as a square root?
As a square root 5.
And so what's the radius, or what's the equation here?
So equals the square root of 4.
If we go back, this one, the radius was 4, and so it's equal to 4 squared.
Right.
Here you said the radius was root 40.
So root 40 squared.
What is
So
it?
just 5.
Yeah. And so you can see like that. Yes, so the radius will always be from the center to any point on the circle. Any questions there?
No, it's alright.
Okay, it's good. What is this showing down here? So that's what it just looks like in general. It's fine. Yep, you're already good there. Okay, find the center. What's the center and radius for this circle?
Center be 0 minus 3. Radius 5.
And 5. How'd you find radius for this circle?
So the distance between 1 minus 2 and 4 2 is 3 4. So then it's 3 4 3 squared plus 4 squared. It's 25 squared, which is 5 radius should be.
Mm-hmm. And so the equation of this circle.
The equation of the circle is x minus 1, y plus 2 equals 25.
Yeah. So squared plus 2 squared equals 5 squared. Yep. Okay, how do you go about this?
Is only factorizing it after first?
It's type of thing.
I'm not sure.
So if you put the x's together and the y's together, you you have to put them into square brackets.
It looks more like what we used to know. Definitely. So then that's x plus 2.
Yeah.
And then y minus what? It's not minus 3, is it?
Yeah.
How come it's just half?
So you have to, there's a little bit extra. If you were to expand this square bracket, you'd get x squared, you'd get 4x, and then you'd have an extra 2 times 2 at the end, which would be an extra plus 4. And so you always have to do minus this squared.
So completely square.
Yes, completely square. And so this one?
So is it minus 3 squared? So
minus 3 times minus 3 when you expand the bracket will make plus 9, and so it's always just minus that squared, even if it's plus, even if it's minus. And then you have everything that was already there. Okay, what's next?
To get the minus 2 squared and make it minus 5 and minus 9.
Mm-hmm.
Which is and then you got the minus 3 as well, so you end up with minus 16.
Yep. What's next?
Take the minus 16 across to make it positive 16.
Yeah. And hence give the coordinates of the center and the radius.
So the center is minus 2 plus minus 2 and 3. And the radius is root 16, which is just 4.
Well done. So you put the x's together, put the y's together, complete the square, and then go from there. Any questions about that?
No, it's alright.
Okay. Okay, how about this?
X squared. So group the x and the y, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
So plus 16y minus 12. Then you can put them into brackets, so you've got x minus 7 squared minus 49.
Mm-hmm.
And then the same with the y. You got y plus 8 squared minus 64. So you've got altogether you've got x minus 7 squared minus x minus 7 squared plus y plus 8 squared minus 49 minus 64 minus 12.
Mm-hmm.
Which is minus 125 should it be?
Okay.
Then we've got, and then we'll take that to the other side. So we've got x minus 7 squared plus y plus 8 squared equals 1, 2, 5. Which means that we've got the center and radius. So the center is 7 minus 8.
Yep.
And the radius is root 125.
Yeah. I think that's 5 root 5, is it?
Yeah. No problem.
Exam question. Okay.
So put that into our equation. So we've got 1 minus 3 squared plus minus 3 plus 1 squared. And then that equals the radius squared. Just solve the. So we've got 1 minus 3 squared plus minus 3 squared, which equals 5. That should equal 5. So r squared equals 5. So r would be just root 5.
That's great. Okay.
So in brackets is x plus 6 squared minus 36 plus y plus 1 squared minus 1 equals k. And then so we've got the center then, because the center, I don't know what to say. Oh yeah, so the center would be minus 6 minus 1. And then x could you take the plus 37 over to the k, the minus 37 to k?
Yeah.
So it's would it become k plus 37?
Yeah. So that's k. So I need to deal with the range of possible values for k's.
Could you put the... No, I'm not sure.
What is this thing that's over here? When you have a number, it's equal to some number.
An equation?
Like, what is that number for an equation of a circle? The number on the other side.
So it's the radius squared.
So r squared is that. So what would be the radius?
Root k plus 36.
37, isn't it?
37, yes, sir.
And so, what is the possible values for k?
Could be anything, could
it? Could it be minus 38?
No. Because you end up with a negative.
Yeah.
So it has to be positive.
Yeah. And so possible values for k?
Anything above 0.
And
below 37.
So basically, k plus 37 has to be bigger than 0. Because it can't be a minus number.
Yeah.
And actually it can be equal to 0. So it's greater than or equal to 0. And so what is k greater or equal to? Like solve for k.
Taking the 37 across.
Mm-hmm.
To minus 37.
Yeah. Yeah, so basically k has to be minus 37 or bigger. If it was something like minus 38 or minus 37 and a half, then you get a negative square root, which you can't have. You can't have, because you can't have a radius with a negative length.
Yeah. Right.
Any question? So it's basically, if you had like k plus something, the thing on the right hand side, so the r squared must be greater than or equal to 0. And so you just sub in that whatever's on the right there and make it the subject.
All right.
Okay. Okay, let's try this thing.
Could you just move it down a little bit, sorry?
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. Just a little bit more, sorry. Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay.
Yes. So I'm going to find the centre first, because I'll find Q. So x plus 3 squared minus 9 plus y minus 7 squared minus 49 equals 4, 8, 3. So centre is minus 3. Seven, sorry. 7. So point P, so the distance between point P and the centre is 7, so minus 14. 3, so it's minus 10. So to get from point P to the centre, minus 10 in the x, and we add 21. So to get to point Q, do we minus 10 from the centre and add 21 again. So we'll get minus 13. 28.
Yep, minus 13, 20. Great. Okay, this is good stuff.
Circles equation. Is the point 5? What's the point, sorry?
What do you mean?
The point passes through the point. Yeah, perfect. Cheers.
Yeah.
So circle with equation. Plus 3.34. Is all this is just subbing in the point values? So we've got 3 minus k squared plus 4 squared equals 41.
Bless you.
Cheers. Minus 3k. So k squared plus 9 plus 16.
Plus.
But as 9, 16, so 25.
So plus. So if you were to write that bracket twice.
Yeah.
So you get k squared, you get plus 9, and there's 2 things in the middle.
Plus 3k and a minus 3k.
It's 2 minus 3k.
2 minuses, 2 minuses. So minus 6k.
Yeah.
So so k squared minus 6k plus 25. Plus 25. So factorising that, which would be
so what type of equation is it?
quadratic.
And how do you solve quadratics? So factorising works, but it has to be in a certain format first.
The only thing coming to head is the formula. Quadratic formula.
So for the formula, for all of them, it has to first be equal to 0.
Right, okay. So move the 41 across first then. To get minus 16.
Yeah, and then you don't need to factorize, you can just use your calculator.
Right, found that out didn't last time. So equation. Is it to what degree is it to? 2, 3, 2.
Just 3 sig fig usually. Oh, sorry, polynomial 2, yeah, because it's squared.
Yeah, yeah. Minus 6. Minus 16. 8 and minus 2.
Okay, equals 8 or k equals minus 2. And where is the solver on your one?
Where's the source, sorry?
The solver, the quadratic solver thing? How do you find it?
On menu, and then for me it's number 8 on equations.
Ah, equation, of course.
I know. How did I not see it?
So A. And you're doing polynomial, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So let's see, what is F3? You can put that in. Okay, great. Well done. So that's that. So this is intersection of straight lines with circles. Okay, how do we do this?
Find the coordinates. Find the coordinates. Yeah. Can you put the y equals x plus 5 in place of the y in the other equation?
So what would you get?
So x squared plus bracket x plus 5 minus 2 squared.
Yeah. Okay, how do you do that?
Plus bracket x. So can we just expand this bracket out first?
Yeah.
So x 2 x plus 5 2 2x. So x squared plus 5x minus 2x 3x 8x 6x x 15 5 plus 9. That's expanded out. That is x squared plus 6x plus 9. I got it. So it's 2x squared, really. But no, I did 2x squared plus 6x plus 9 equals 29. That needs to find coordinates. So then could we take the 29 across, it's equal to 0?
Mm-hmm.
So we've got quadratic again.
Mm-hmm.
2x squared plus 6. So minus 20.
Mm-hmm.
0. And then could I just solve it on the calculator?
Yeah.
2 quadrant. 2. So I got 2 and minus 5.
So x equals 2 or x equals minus 5. They asked for coordinates.
Right. So then could we just put that back in
Yeah.
at the circle equation? Or should we put it into the easier one? The y equals x
Yeah.
plus 5. So y would equal 2 plus 5, which is 7, or y would equal minus 5 plus 5, which is just 0.
And so coordinates?
2, 7, or minus 5, 0.
Minus 5, 0. I took a chance at the beginning and I just put it into the normal solver.
Yeah.
Not polynomial. And you see there x equals 2. So it gave me one of the two solutions because that's just a linear solver.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, so if you ever use the linear solver, just watch out for that it'll just solve it once. You may not get all the solutions. This was quadratic, and so, yeah, there's two answers.
All right. Yeah.
There we go, and there they are. Okay, how do you do this?
Would we start by doing the same thing?
Yep.
So we've got x plus 2 squared plus x minus 7 squared.
Mm-hmm.
And then expand those two brackets out. Would we?
Yep.
This is for x squared plus 4x plus 4 for the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Oops. X squared minus 14x plus 49.
Hang on. Plus 49, yep. Okay.
Can we start to group it together a bit?
Yeah.
So it's x squared, 2x squared, sorry. Minus 10x plus 53
Mm-hmm.
equals 33. So, and then could we take the 33 across, so it's minus?
Mm-hmm.
It becomes plus 20 equals 0. I wouldn't be sure how to show how it doesn't.
So if you put that into your solver, it won't give you any solutions. It comes from the quadratic formula. When do you get no solutions? When can you not solve a quadratic using the formula?
I can't remember.
It's when the square root is minus, because you can't do a square root of a negative.
Right, yeah.
And so b squared minus 4ac, the way we say that it's negative is it's less than 0.
Right.
And so what is b, what is a, what is c?
B minus 10.
So what is b?
Minus 10.
Yeah.
Minus 4 times 2 times 20.
Mm-hmm. So put that into your calculator. What do you get?
Minus 60.
It's minus 60, which is less than 0.
Yeah.
Basically, it's a negative discriminant, therefore no real roots. Oh, sorry, therefore it does not meet circle.
Okay, right. So how come we were using the, what do you call it, the b squared minus 4ac? Sorry. Is that when we need to prove?
Yeah, so if they said show that it's got 2 points of intersection, you could show that you could just find them. If it said there's 1 point of intersection, you could just find the coordinates. So before, here we showed that we not only showed that there's 2 points of intersection, we actually found what those points are.
Yeah.
For here, there's nothing to find, and so the way you show it is you show that the discriminant is less than 0. And that like a negative, and so that shows that there's no solutions.
Right.
That there's no points of intersection. And then
if I see a show that in circles, then the discriminant should be coming into my head straight away. No.
Yeah, I mean, if they said show that there's 2 points of intersection, you would show that the discriminant is bigger than 0, because let's say if it's x squared equals 9, then square root it and you'll get 3 or minus 3. And so you'll get that shows that it's 2 solutions if the discriminant is bigger than 0, if it's a positive number. If it's exactly equal to 0, the square root of 0 is like plus or minus 0 is just the same number twice. And so you would show the discriminant is equal to 0. So those two you kind of just do normally. You just find the answer. The only one is this one where you can't find the answer. and so you just show that the discriminant is less than 0. That shows that they don't intersect with each other. There's no solutions to the quadratic. Yeah. And it's a quadratic because circles are squared.
Yeah.
So that we got to intersections of straight lines and circles. So what would you give yourself for that one?
Take that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think so we got through most of it. We got through